The last domino has fallen, Broncos country. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, one day away from the big day. And let me tell you something right now. If this doesn't make you subscribe, I don't know what else will. Alexis is going to be pissed when she finds out I'm making a video today. But I had to bring you clear deliverance of Denver Broncos breaking news. Nik Bonitto is signing his contract extension with the Denver Broncos. A 4-year deal, $106 million, with the ability to make up to $120 million. That's $26.5 million per year on the 106. It would get up to $30 million a year based off of incentives. $70 million guaranteed. This is great. Why? Because your two biggest Denver Broncos stars on offense and on defense are taking team-friendly deals. Courtland Sutton took his team-friendly deal when he signed his 4-year, $92 million contract. Now Nik Bonitto is taking his team-friendly deal. Believe me when I tell you that after the Micah Parsons deal, you would have absolutely been in your right to request more than $30 million a year. Micah's making $47 million. Nik Bonitto could have gone to his agent and said, the number is 30 and that's it. That's the lowest that we will take. But Nik Bonitto believes that this team is capable of winning a Super Bowl now, that the dynasty window is opening now. And I know that sounds crazy to say, but if you have players that are buying into what you are building at Mile High, in taking team-friendly deals, you are clearly doing the right thing as an organization. These players all want to get paid. Everybody wants top dollar. And Nik Bonitto showed last year that his ability to get after the quarterback was amongst the best in the league. He ranked third in sacks last year. Now, I will say this. He's got to get better at stopping the run, and I think that's a priority for him this year. He's talked about how he has worked on his run defense, and how during this offseason, he put more of an emphasis on making sure that he becomes a more complete and holistic defender rather than someone who just gets after the quarterback, although he does that really, really well. So I think what you're seeing is a young player who is getting his first contract and realizes that if I want to be a champion, if I want to bring this city a Super Bowl Lombardi trophy, I have got to do what's in the best interest of not only myself, but the organization as a whole. And I can't take top dollar, considering you've still got Bo Nix on a rookie contract. I thought this spoke volumes as to who Nik Bonitto is as a player, as a man, and as a negotiator. This is all in the best interest of the team. And that's the greatest thing that I'm seeing about this Broncos team. You have players that are doing the best interest of the team. Players like Trey Hendrickson, they want top dollar. Organization notoriously cheap. Micah Parsons, now on a new team because he couldn't come to an agreement with his owner, Jerry Jones, on what they were able to get in terms of dollars per year. A lot of players in the NFL, and they're well within their right when they are as talented as they are, to go out and fetch top dollar. I truly believe, and I'm not going to speak for Nik Bonitto, but this is what I view it as. He looked at it and said, I could go out and ask for more, and I'd be well within my right. But the ability to have such a stacked defense and to comply with the cap will not be nearly as effective in the years going forward if I don't take a team-friendly deal. Now, you could look at this and say, well, he got paid what he's worth. He only had one solid year of production. And that's a fair argument. But Colin Cowherd, who famously said that contract negotiations are based off of three things. Number one, individual productivity. Number two, recency bias. What have you done for me lately? And then three, career trajectory. All three of those things, Nik Bonitto has shown. He's shown the individual statistics. He's shown the ability to have a productive season, 13 and a half sacks last year. That was recent. That's number two. Did it last year, and the trajectory obviously bakes into all of that. He's well on his way to being an elite edge rusher in the NFL. I couldn't be more happy to come to you the day before my wedding to tell you that Nik Bonitto is taking a team-friendly deal. It would be a whole lot of a different feel of this video, in my opinion, if I was coming to you saying, well, Nik Bonitto got paid $36 million per year. Because then you'd have to look at the years going on, look at the available cap, and then maybe look at players that you'd have to part ways with. Now, coming up here in just a second, I'm going to tell you guys about what this means for other Broncos players and the Broncos as a whole going forward, not only in the 2025 season, but also for other players like John Franklin Myers, because I believe this speaks a lot to where JFM kind of stands in the organization. But first, before I do that, make sure you like the video. Hit that thumbs up icon. Get ready for Broncos football. It is just 3 days away. We have NFL football, regular season football being played tonight. Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't wait to sit down and watch a little bit of that game. I have my rehearsal dinner tonight, so I won't be able to watch the full thing, but maybe I'll catch a quarter of it. But make sure you like the video because we're all Broncos all the time here on this channel. Continuing some thoughts here. So let's go to JFM for just a second. I had made a video about a month and a half ago claiming that the totem pole of priorities for the Broncos in terms of players that need to get paid went as follows. Courtland Sutton, Zach Allen, Nik Bonitto, John Franklin Myers. And in that hierarchy, they literally went in that order. You went Courtland Sutton first, Zach Allen second, and then Nik Bonitto. Excuse me, my phone's going off here. I just want to make sure that I get you guys the most accurate information. Again, not having any of my availability here or stats at my disposal like Chat Sports. It's clearly something that, I wish I had. I wish I was there right now with the full scope of stuff. But it is clear that Sean Payton and George Payton viewed those three, Courtland Sutton, Zach Allen, Nik Bonitto, as core players that you want to build around. Courtland Sutton, a little bit older, most likely ending his career as a Denver Bronco after this contract extension is done because he'll be 34 at the time of the end of his contract or just about to turn 34. Zach Allen, still young enough in that prime of his life. This is his big contract. And then Nik Bonitto getting his first. John Franklin Myers is the last on that list. And I think this is telling. I think this is a go out and show me season for John Franklin Myers. That doesn't mean that last year he wasn't good. He was a very nice addition to the Denver Broncos defensive line last year. But I feel like what George and Sean Payton are saying is that, one, you're not as talented as the guys like Zach Allen, right, on the defensive line. You weren't drafted by us. So if you want a second contract, now is the time to go out and prove to us that you are worth X amount of dollars. And I think you could easily go to George Payton tomorrow, if you're John Franklin Myers and his agent, and say, we want $13 million a year for the next 3 years. And I think it would go like immediately. You would immediately give it to him. But clearly he wants somewhere around the $20 million range per year. So I think it's going to be a wait and see situation for JFM. And if you were to trade JFM by the trade deadline, of course, this is all speculation, you could get a higher draft capital or get some higher draft capital, and you would get that contract off the books as well. Now, he's not making a whole lot of money right now, and you can expect that next year he will command a much higher salary, especially if he's as good as he was last year. 8 sacks, 7 tackles for loss, or maybe I've got that flipped. But either way, it's one of those two. I think what you're looking at right now is the hierarchy of talent and hierarchy of core players from George Payton himself. You've paid Pat Surtain. You've paid Nik Bonitto and Zach Allen and Courtland Sutton. The next player to go, Jonathan Cooper is also paid. He's locked up. DJ Jones is locked up. Everybody's getting locked up by the Broncos. There's 2 players that one is not going to get paid for quite some time. That's Bo. And then John Franklin Myers is quite literally the last one. But again, I think that is a wait and see. But this is what good organizations do. They build a culture. They tell you what your expectations are as a player. They give you a price that they believe is fair, what you've earned. And they say, if you want to be considered amongst the greatest, to win Super Bowls, to be beloved in the city, this is what it's going to take. This is the kind of team-friendly deal that you need to take. And I think they buy into this because I believe in the culture of the Denver Broncos. It is one of the best and most well-run organizations in the NFL. Maybe outside of like the Philadelphia Eagles, it's up there. It's top 3. And I cannot wait to watch this season unfold with you. A reminder one more time to hit that subscribe button. A reminder to hit that thumbs up icon. It helps grow the channel. We are well on our way to 40,000 subscribers here. It's going to be a whole lot of fun this football season. I do have to go. We're at 11 minutes. I've got to get back to the wedding festivities with Miss Alexis, future Mrs. Moose. But in case you just tuned in halfway through, I don't know why you would, Nik Bonitto has signed his contract extension, a 4-year, $106 million contract. That's $26.5 million per year, 10th highest paid edge in the NFL. With the ability to get up to $120 million, that would be $30 million a year, $70 million fully guaranteed. He's locked up. Zach Allen's locked up. Courtland's locked up. Pat Surtain is locked up. Everybody's getting locked up. And it's football season once again. That's all for now, Broncos country. A mile high salute to you, my friends. Be cool.